The billionaire chairman of conglomerate and seven other senior business executives indicates in the connection to the scheme of pay hundreds of millions of dollars in bribes and conceal the bribery schemes from US investors. The FICON judicial indicated on unseen the today is a federal court by proclaiming charging Gautam S. Adani, Shagara Radhani, Vineet S. Jain, executives in Indian renewable energy company, with conspiracy to commit securities and wire fraud and substantial securities fraud for their role of multi-million dollar schemes to obtain funds from US investors and global financial institutions on the basis of false and misleading statements. This indictment also charged Ranjit Gupta and Rupesh Gupta, the former executives of Mislam Renewable Energy Company, with securities that has traded on New York Stock Exchange, the US issue, and Criminal Cabanas and Shaurabh Agarwal Deepak Malhotra for the former employees of Canadian institution investors who conspiracy to violate the Foreign Corrupt Practice Act in connection with the bribery schemes for perpetrated by Gautam Adani, Adani, and Vineet Jain involving one of the largest solar energy projects. So they have charged them, they have completed. The Greenpeace United States Attorney of East District, New York, Alice has Miller, Deputy Assistant Attorney General of Justice Department, Criminal Division of James A. Dennehy, and the Charge Federal Bureau of Investigation and United New York Field Office FBI announces the charges. As alleged, the defendants orchestrated the elaborate scheme to bribe Indian government officials to secure the contract for billions of dollars. Gautam S. Abani, S. Sagar A.R. Adani, when it just Jain lied about the bribery schemes as they sought to raise capital from US and international investors. The stated United Nations Attorney Peace. My office is committed to root out the corruption in international marketplace and protect the investor from those who seek to enrich themselves at the expense of integrity on financial market. The indictment alleged schemes pay over 250 million bribes to Indian government officials to lie on the investors of bank to raise billions of dollars and to obstruct justice. The State of Duty Assistant Attorney General Miller, these offences were allegedly committed by the senior executives and directed to obtain the financial massive state energy supply contract through corruptions and fraud and expense of US investors. This criminal division will continue to aggressively prosecute corrupt, deceptive, obstructive conduct or violence of violation of US laws, no matter where the world it occurs. Gautam Adani, the seven other business executive, alleged to bribe the Indian government to finance the lucrative contract designed to benefit the business. Adani and other defendants who defraud the investors raising capital on the basis of false settlement about the bribery and corruption, while still other defendants alleged attempt to conceal the bribery conspiracy by obstructing the government investigation. State FBI Assistant Director in charge at Delhi. The FBI maintains a steadfast mission to expose all the corrupt agreement especially the international governments, and protect the investment from weighted harms. Early in their indictment between approximately 2020 to 2024, the defendant agrees to pay more than 250 millions in bribes to Indian government officials to obtain lucrative solar energy supply contract with the Indian government, which is a project to generate more than 2 billion in profit after the tax over approximately 20 years period. On several occasions, Gautam Adani personally met with the Indian government official and advanced the bribery schemes and defendant held in person meeting with each other to discuss the aspect of execution. The defendant frequently discussed their efforts to furtherance of the bribery scheme, including those electronic messaging applications. The defendant also extensively documented their corrupt efforts. For example, Shagara Radhani used a cellular phone to track specific details of bribe offer and promised to government official. Benitez Jain used cellular phone to photograph the documents summarizing various bribe amounts. The US issuer owned the Indian energy company for the respective portion of the bribes, and Rupesh Agarwal prepare and distribute to other different and multiple analysis using PowerPoint and Excel that summarize various options of paying and concealing the bribe payments. During this same period, Gautam Adani, Shagar Ara, and Vinith Ali Jain alleged the conspiracy of misrepresenting the Indian energy companies, anti-private corruption practices, unsealing the bribery schemes from US investors. An international financial institution ordered to obtain financing, including a fund which solar energy supply contract procured through bribery. As Ali, the Gautam Adani and Shagara Adani and Vinith Jain caused caused the Indian Energy Company, a certain of a subsidiary, to raise capital on the basis of false and misleading statements in connection with two US dollar denomination syndicate loans totaling more than 2 billion from the lender groups composed of international financial institution US based investor. The second rule, 144A bond offer of or more than 1 billion underwritten by international financial institution where the mark sold to investor on the US among other places. In addition to Gautam Adani and Shagara Radhani, Vinith Jain caused the Indian energy company to make false statement in their consolidated financial statement to the market and investor regarding the bribery scheme. The indictment further alleges the Cyril cabinet Shaurav Agarwal, Deepak Malhotra, and Rupesh Agarwal conspired to obstruct the grand jury FBI and US Securities Exchange Commission investigation into bribery scheme. Among these things, the four defendants agreed to delete the electronic material related to the bribery scheme, including email, electronic message, bribery analysis, cause US issue a board of directors to initiate internal investigation into the bribery scheme and then withheld the material information from the investor. Falsely denied his participation in the bribery scheme is responded to FBI DOH and SEC meeting in Brooklyn, New York. For this contact, several cabinets, Shaurabh Agarwal, Deepak Malhotra, and Rupesh Agarwal is charged with conspiracy to obstruct justice. This charges is indictment to allegation of defendant and presumed innocent unless until proven. In July 22, its peace elected chairman of the white collar fraud Committee for Attorney General Committee. As a leader of subcommittee, Mr. Plays a key role in making the recommendation of AGAC facilitating prevention, investigation, prosecution, various financial motivation, non-violent schemes, including bribery and fraud. The investigations conducted by the FBI, New York Corporate Security, Commodities Fraud, International Corrupt Unit. The government's case is being handled by the Business and Securities Fraud Section of U.S. Attorney Office for the Eastern District, New York, and Criminal Division Fraud Section Attorney Assistant U.S. Attorney Sharak A.M. Evans, Matthew R. Galati, and Jessica K. Weigel of Eastern District of New York, and Shai Jackson Criminal Division and Fraud Section of the FCPA Unit, Andrew Taylor and Fraud Section of Market Integrity and Major Frauds. Unit prosecuted this case an assistant of paralegal specialist of Lynn McTon, Angelina Tyler, and Nithya Singh. This fraud section is responsible for the investigation and prosecution of FCPP Foreign Extortion Prevention Act. But, according to additional information about Justice Department FCP Enforcement Act can be found. Department of Justice of International Affairs SAC in Newark Regional Boston Religious Office and provide the valuable assets during this investigation. Defendant are Gautam Adani 62, Shagar S. Adani 30, Vineet S. Jain 53, Ranjit Gupta 54, Sahil Cabana 50, Shaurabh Agarwal 48, and Deepak Malhotra 45, and Rupesh Agarwal age 50. And these are the people and these are the allegations. So on summary, we want to see they had got loan and they have got money from US investors and they invested in India for the project that is renewable energy. So that's a windmill, some kind of energy they are investing in it. So for that, they have found evidence. The evidence was made like electronic proof stating that they had a conversation at cellular phones and photographs of documents and PPTs state an Excel sheet summarizing various amount of paying to conceal the bribe payment. What are the thing and bribe analysis? It's all been given, and out of that, they are a focus to generate $2 billion profit from these kind of transaction over 20 period. So over 20 periods, out of the income they are ready to pay the bribery scheme to pay for 20 years bribery. The scheme was been laid. So out of that they're going to pay for 20 years bribery for the officials. Such a scheme was set up and amount. As per the US law, any money that from the US soil shouldn't be given as a bribe. as per their act. So, according to that act, they have made a huge penalty on Adani groups, and they are to pay the 250 millions in bribe to Indian government official. 250 million they have to pay. This is the allegation is such a great allegation, and they ought to pay a hefty fees to SEC. So we can see what will have to happen in future. Take care. Peace.